Arlec ceiling fan troubleshooting guide. Are you having trouble with your Arlec ceiling fan? How can you troubleshoot the issue and fix it? Ceiling fan problems are pretty common. They range from simple issues, such as a flickering light, to complex ones such as a fan that won't turn on. These issues can make you panic, especially during the hot weather when you have no way to cool your home. Calling a repair technician might seem the best if your fan is not working. However, some of these issues can be pretty easy to troubleshoot and fix, saving you time and money. We have compiled a detailed Arlec fan troubleshooting guide, which you can use to identify the source of your ceiling fan troubles and resolve them. Common Arlec ceiling fan issues. There are several issues you can experience with an Arlec ceiling fan. We have compiled the most common ones. Arlec ceiling fan is not responding to a remote. The ceiling fan is not working, but the light does. Arlec ceiling fan will not start. Fan wobbles when spinning. The fan makes a noisy sound when spinning. How to troubleshoot and fix an Arlec ceiling fan. There are some troubleshooting guides that you can use to fix your Arlec ceiling fan, depending on the issue you are experiencing. First, Arlec ceiling fan will not start. Is your Arlec fan not turning on? The problem can be caused by several reasons, including a blown fuse or tripped circuit breaker, loose power connection, issues with the speed controller, or even a mains power issue. Look at how you can troubleshoot the issue. First, check that you have power in the house. The reason the fan is not working may be a blackout. It could also be that the circuit breaker has been tripped, or you could have blown a fuse. If you have power, the next thing to check is whether the power line connection to your fan is faulty. First, make sure that there are no loose or damaged power lines. If there are, you can either fix them yourself, if you have electrical knowledge, or call an electrician. If your power line to the fan is okay, the next step is to ensure that the speed controller is set to the lowest speed. This is because some fan models can fail to start at a higher speed. If you are using a remote to start your fan, the issue could be the remote. First, check that the batteries are placed correctly and are not dead. You should also try starting the fan with a wall switch to see if it works. Another reason your fan is not working is if it has an overheated motor or other damaged internal components. In this case, you should call an authorized technician to do repairs too. The ceiling fan is not working, but the light does. Is your Arlec ceiling fan light working, but your fan won't spin? Here's how to troubleshoot and fix it. If the light is working, power is not the issue. However, you could be dealing with loose or damaged wiring to your ceiling fan motor. Open the fan housing and check for any signs of damaged wires. Try to spin your ceiling fan blades by hand. If they are not turning, you are likely dealing with a broken flywheel or faulty bearings. These will need to be replaced for your fan to work. Try listening to a soft humming sound when the ceiling fan is turned on. The humming could indicate a blown capacitor. You can also open the ceiling fan housing and check for any signs of damaged components. The damage is usually a result of overheating. If you find signs of damaged or faulty fan components, you should call an authorized technician to repair or replace them. Third, Arlec ceiling fan is not responding to a remote. Is your ceiling fan refusing to work the remote control? Remote controller issues are another common problem with Arlec ceiling fans. To fix the problem, the first thing to check is that there are batteries in your remote. You should also ensure they are correctly installed, especially if the controller is new. If your remote is old, you should ensure the batteries are not dead. Then you can replace the batteries with new ones and try using the remote. Another reason your remote control is not working is if it is not operating on the same frequency as the ceiling fan, but again, resetting the remote should fix the issue. To reset an Arlec fan remote, Switch off the ceiling fan and then on again using the wall switch. Immediately after turning the fan on, press and hold the on-off button, about 5 seconds, until you hear a beep. Lastly, the controller could be faulty, so you might need to replace it. Arlec ceiling fan remote replacement is pretty simple. Purchase a new controller and pair it to your ceiling fan. To connect an Arlec ceiling fan to your new remote, turn on the fan using the wall switch. Then, press and hold the power button until a beep sounds. Ensure you have working and properly installed batteries in the remote when carrying out this step. 4. Fan wobbles when spinning. Another common Arlec ceiling fan issue is where the fan starts wobbling when you turn it on. It could be caused by several problems, such as loose blade screws or fan blades that are not correctly aligned. To troubleshoot the issue, first, check that all screws in the ceiling fan are tightened. Check that the blades are entirely horizontal to the ceiling. You can check visually or measure the distance from the ceiling to each blade tip. If any of the blades is not horizontal to the ceiling, you can apply light pressure either up or downwards to correct its alignment. Your ceiling fan blades could also be unbalanced, especially if they have accumulated too much dirt and debris. Wipe them down with a damp cloth until they are clean, then turn the fan on. 5. The fan makes a noisy sound when spinning. Does your ceiling fan make a noisy sound when running? There are several possible reasons for this, including loose screws, loose light kit, incorrect light kit, and loose hanging bracket. You can fix them through these steps. Check that all the screws in the ceiling fan are tight. You can retighten them for your peace of mind, but take care not to over-tighten them. Check that the ceiling fan is tightly secured to the ceiling. If not, retighten the hanging bracket or plate. Check that you are using the correct light kit on your ceiling fan. The light bulb S should also be tightly secured to the light socket. Lastly, your fan could be making noise due to overuse. In this case, you should allow it to rest for a few hours before turning it on again. Conclusion: the above are some of the most common problems facing Arlec ceiling fans. Fortunately, you can troubleshoot and fix most of these issues with the information above. However, if the problem persists, you should contact Arlec customer care for additional troubleshooting. Alternatively, you can call an authorized technician to perform maintenance and repairs.